Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3853. Today's date is January 30, 2000, 2026. It has been almost like a night at 9:05 p.m. All right, let's just jump into the question. Okay, the question is: am I creating content I genuinely want to watch if it wasn't mine? Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, first of all, what exactly is this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This is a YouTube realization question. I ask this question to myself so that I would realize myself that am I YouTuber or not, or am I be that particular person YouTube or not, or things like that. A kind of like a summary I would know regarding about myself, regarding about my content, regarding about YouTube platform, things and that and that. Okay. Now, disclaimer: the information that I'm trying to tell you is not exactly right or is not exactly wrong either. It's a raw, it's unfiltered, it's just my opinion. So do not believe in any kind of like information that I'm saying, or do not seek for any kind of like information that I'm saying. It's just my opinion, and opinion are subjective. Why am I kind of like giving the disclaimer? It's a kind of like a things that na ki sometimes na I kind of like a talk about something that probably is kind of like a somebody like a, it's my thought process na. The artifact is meant to be express my thoughts and things like that. And sometimes thoughts are kind of like a very vague or very unclear or very like a very fragile, right? Or maybe like yeah. So it's just like my opinion. Giving the disclaimer might be kind of like somebody put me into the safe side that it's just my opinion. It's not a kind of like a stagnant statement or things like that. Whatever. Now regarding about the question says that ki, am I creating content I genuinely want to watch it if it is mine, if it is wasn't mine. Like basically is this thing. The question says that ki, let's just say you are kind of like a scrolling through social media or specifically on YouTube, and suddenly you kind of like see your video. Would you click your video to watch or would you not? Well, it depends on a multiple factor. Okay, what is actually multiple factor and things and that. Okay, let me give you the context. Okay, yeah. So when I make video, okay, I spend almost like a days for making that video. Okay, yeah. And when I kind of like make a video, I already familiarize with everything because while I was making that video, I watched that video hundreds of times. Okay, yeah. And because of I watch hundreds of times this video, then after I watch this video, after I make it public, and after I seen this kind of like a video in front of me, would I click it or not? I would not gonna click it, or probably is this thing that ki, why not? Is because of that ki I already kind of like a watch that video. I already spent so much amount of time on making that video. I know that video is really good, but it's a kind of like a thing that na you just have to understand. Sometimes na your mindset is kind of like a bit more different. Okay, yeah. Like when you scrolling through Instagram or any kind of like social media, you are not kind of like looking for a kind of like a simply perfect piece of content. No, you are kind of like simply looking for just entertainment or things and that and that. Okay, yeah. So let's just say that ki you are in the traffic. Okay, yeah, you are stuck in the traffic, or maybe you are kind of like simply you are stuck in the traffic. Okay, yeah. Now what should you supposed to do? You are kind of like somebody, you would have to go somewhere else and things and that and that, but you might not go like because of you stuck in the traffic. Okay, yeah. Now what should you supposed to do? Your mind is get blown and things, you just want a little bit of entertain and things and that. You open up your Instagram and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now suddenly there is so many videos are regarding about informative videos and things and that and that. you never want to watch kind of like a some informative video. Why? It's not because of that ki video is like a wrong. No, it's because of my mentality is not really right at the time. I need to watch a kind of like a funny video, or kind of like a such a video that kind of like entertain me or things and that and that. Okay, yeah. So basically, if in during this particular piece of content, if I kind of like only my content is pop up and my content is not in that particular category of funny and things and that, then I would not gonna watch my video at that time, probably. Why? Because I want that funny dopamine things inside of my head and things like that. So this is what actually happened when we are kind of like scrolling through Instagram and things like that. Because like let me tell you one thing now, ki okay, let me give you context. When I kind of like do my work, I kind of like watch videos. Okay, yeah. And what kind of like a video that I watch when I'm doing my work was kind of like watching kind of like a informative video, educational video. Okay, yeah. These are kind of like a video I watch so that I would kind of like gain knowledge and things and that and that. Because I set my priority that in this period of time, I used to kind of like watch this piece of content that kind of like give me value and things and that. Okay, yeah. Now in between there is a kind of like a funny video that YouTube recommend. I will not gonna watch that video, or maybe I will skip that video. Okay, yeah. I will kind of like continue focus on that. Okay, yeah. Now after some sort of time, after I ate my lunch, it's very hard to do work because of that. Like I had a lunch, then I just my head is kind of like trying to shut down like automatically and things and that. And during this period of time, I kind of like watch this informative or educational video. I might not gonna watch that video. Why is that? Because it's not really kind of like somebody feel really good to me. So at that time, I play some music or kind of like somebody the stand-up comedy video and things and that, so that they would kind of like somebody uplift me or kind of like somebody just things and that, so that I would kind of like somebody wake up myself and kind of like focus on my work and do my work. Yeah, so this is what I do. Like basically is this thing na ki the video that I'm watching is a kind of like a somebody is this thing na ki it's kind of like a complementing my work. Okay, sorry about the recording. Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording. Actually what exactly happened na, like someone just called me and I was not really sure about that ki is my recording is properly going well or not. It's going well. Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, going well. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so what was I trying to tell you? So basically it's this thing that ki a different mindset, kind of like we have a different mindset. Okay, yeah, different mindset have a different time zone and things like that. Like basically I sit in front of my desk and kind of like somebody doing my Photoshop, and while doing it that I was kind of like watch any kind of like somebody educational informative video. Okay, let me kind of like somebody confirm couple of things. Okay, yeah, I can watch video while I was doing my work. Okay, it's not really that I'm kind of like somebody defocus and things and that. No, it's not. While I was kind of like somebody watching the video, I was not watching the video. I was kind of like listening the video, and basically my mobile phone is a kind of like somebody just beneath the monitor. So basically is this thing that ki while I was kind of like do my work, I could kind of like somebody listen and kind of like when it necessary I kind of like looked at and things and that. Let me give you context. If you are kind of like try to do this thing, you might not gonna do this thing. Why is that? Because you are not really kind of like somebody that ki might be is this thing you are not practice enough. I practice myself a lot, and that's why I'm kind of like somebody I could able to be watch movies while kind of like do my work. Okay, yeah, and this is what it is. Like basically I'm kind of like used to with this thing. And another thing is that na ki these are kind of like videos or music or movies or whatever I watch, it kind of like a compliment to my work. Compliment means what? Like basically is this thing sometimes na my work is kind of like a bit boring. Okay, like basically I press the render and kind of like I'm waiting for the render to image and things and that or stuff like that. So during this period of time, this kind of like assembly movies or kind of like assembly songs or maybe kind of like assembly like a informative video is kind of like a compliment me or things to kind of like a keep me alive, to not to go sleep or not to get bored and things and that. Okay, so I could do this thing. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing regarding about our mindset is a kind of like a very much different according to different scenario. Okay, after I ate my lunch, when it's kind of like everything is kind of like a really foggy and things and that I cannot control myself, I would kind of like watch stand-up comedy, or maybe I would kind of like watch kind of like somebody remix Bollywood music or things and that, so that I would kind of like uplift myself and kind of like focus on my work again and things and that. So basically, this is what it is: a different mindset, kind of like simply want to watch different piece of content. It doesn't mean that piece of content is a kind of like something different, or it doesn't make that piece of content is a kind of like a wrong. Definitely not. Okay, yeah. And another thing is that when you spend so much amount of time you're making the video, why are you kind of like spend another time to kind of like watch your video again? Like, probably not. Okay, yeah. It doesn't mean that my video is a kind of like something wrong. No, nothing at all. It's like that let me give you context. Okay, yeah. Like, most of people kind of like say this thing: why are you not watching your video? If you're not watching your video, then probably your audience might not gonna watch your video, right? But that's a kind of like a simple context that you have to understand. Okay, yeah. It's like that we are humans. Okay, yeah. And it's kind of like it's a very right answer to kind of like say this thing that you should supposed to watch your video and things and that. But the important thing is that we are not in that particular mood to kind of like watch our video and things. By the way, I watch my video. It's not like that I don't watch. The kind of like is this thing that my video is a short form video, and it's kind of like very very easy to me to kind of like consume that my piece of content. Is not really that bad. Okay, yeah. Whatever. But it just, I don't know how would I supposed to explain this thing. Am I be right? Am I be wrong? Am I be kind of like a things? I'm not really sure about that. Right now I am not in the kind of like mood to record artifact at this moment, as I mentioned. Okay, yeah. Because of that sometimes you think that creating my content is my duty, or kind of like simply creating my content is a joy. Okay, yeah. You have to maintain the balance between both. Okay, yeah. It shouldn't supposed to be kind of like simply duty, or it shouldn't supposed to be joy. Because if it kind of like a duty, then it will kind of like simply reduce the quality. Okay, yeah. If it became joy, then probably it will take forever to done your it will take forever to kind of like simply it will take forever time to kind of like make your video and things and that. So you have to maintain the balance between both. Okay, yeah. And also accept this thing: sometimes your content is not really good. Okay, yeah. But be consistent and be kind of like do your stuff. You will gonna grow and things and that. Essential thing is that just keep creating content. You will not gonna kind of like improve by day one. Definitely not. You just keep doing stuff and just, yeah. Alright, this is it. I should supposed to end here. I don't know why, but I'm really tired right now. And yeah, thank you.